Que se me olvida luego. Lo de la pantalla. Ah, bueno, si son preguntas de rollo de los videojuegos. O sea, en plan, un trivia de videojuegos y tal. Ah, lo de la pantalla. Lo de la pantalla es Castlevania, creo. Diría que es Castlevania esto. ¿Qué le parece? Sí, sí, lo que ves en la pantalla. Sí, creo que es Castlevania, sí, es Castlevania. Es Castlevania, es Castlevania. Sí, sobre todo eso. Vamos a ver qué tal. Yo estoy de chill aquí. Incluso me puedo echar una siestecilla si me da la gana.
What is Geeked Week? From June 7th to 11th, the internet gets geeked. Netflix Geeked is hosting a great virtual event full of big news, exciting first looks, and the people who make the shows you love on Netflix. Comics, games, movies, zombies, animation, sci-fi, fantasy, monsters, merch, meet and greet.
Repito lo que dijo ayer. Esto lo ha puesto un polla vieja. O sea, este evento es de polla vieja. Imagen central de este evento. El señor Banks con el gorro de Jimbo.
But you will be seeing the people you love from the shows you love live. Grab your devices, tuck in, and join Netflix Geeked for Geeked Week. There's so much to get geeked about.
O sea, esto es, wow, vivimos en los 80, somos en los 80, pero somos guays porque, wow.
And I'm Mari Takahashi. All week we're revealing even more new shows.
Empezamos mal, ya no está mirando la cámara que debería
mirar. Production and sharing some exciting updates on the projects we've all been waiting for.
And today we're joined by our friend and yours, Mr. Jeff Akili.
Hey guys, it's great to be here. Geek Week has been so much fun, and I'm so excited that Geek Week is a part of Summer Game Fest. We've been covering all the video game news, and it's important to have Netflix a part of this because there's a lot of news about to drop on shows and films based on game.
That's perfect because today's show is all about the Netflix titles that cross over into gaming. Castlevania, Cuphead,
The Witcher, Resident Evil. There's so much to cover, but before we get into it, here's a look at some of the big moments from the week so far. The legendary mech series that started it all is back.
It is my honor to present to you Masters of the Universe Revelation.
This cast is star-studded.
Mark fucking Hamill.
This loud is about to rule.
Netflix is on a hot streak when it comes to anime.
Hala, venga, todo anime, venga. La gente que no se ha duchado, tal que tenía.
The new series War for Cybertron.
Anime trivia.
Kamina, baby! I want to tell you a little bit about this new project.
Ya está una pereza la intro.
Oh, this fucking guy. 3 brand new animated shows where you've got an exclusive first look at some art.
La intro me está una pereza.
A big part of the reason why I was cast.
Esta es la serie Resident Evil que lo dije que se ha
I think this series you're going to learn a lot. Things that you didn't know about before.
Your geek is showing so hard.
Let's start today off with League of Legends' first journey to Netflix. We're taking a look
coño, la
at
serie de League of Legends, es verdad. Cierto, cierto. Arcane. Esto lo llevan diciendo ya, vamos, la tira.
Oh yes, League of Legends fans have been super stoked about the news on the new series, and guess what? We have some new images from the show, so let's check them out.
Ooh, fresh Arcane.
Woohoo.
Bueno, no sé, está guay.
Wow, the look and feel of this show is so incredible. I mean,
seguramente la veré por los roles, pero
CG shorts that we've all watched, before online. But now the fact that they're bringing these into this incredible anime made by Riot, I cannot wait to see how this all comes together.
We have one more thing to show you, an exclusive clip from Arcane.
¿Dirán algo del nuevo RPG que estaban trabajando también? O sea, no hoy, digo, cualquiera de estos días. En la de Xbox puede caer, ¿eh? Porque se rumoreaba un tipo Diablo que iba a ser en el universo del LoL. Así que no sé. O también un MMO, creo que también estaban diciendo que iban a hacer. O... Tiene un rollo montado de juegos. Tal cual, o sea, la veré por los loles. Pero, escúchame, nunca una expresión de este calibre ha sido más adecuada. O sea, y lo mejor de todo, que no estaba intencionado la frase. O sea, os digo que no estaba intencionado. Me salen así. Por esta cabecita de mierda que... Ah, que era boxeador. Tal cual, como la de ella, sí, tal cual. Se me sale solo. O sea, no es que lo haga intencionalmente. Es que soy así, tengo el don de la oportunidad. Bueno. No. De verdad, encajo internet. Tú. Vaya.
What a time to be a gamer, huh?
Yes, absolutely. looks amazing. All right, well, there's much more on Arcane coming. And stick around, actually, because I had a chance to interview the creative team from Riot about this project. We'll be sharing that conversation with you a little bit later in the show.
¿Cómo se va a quedar con la feria de
everywhere
videojuegos,
this month? I mean, we should just like have called it Summer
I like that. I might keep that. That's a good one, really. Yeah, it's so fun. I mean, so much gaming news this month. The fact that there's, the gaming world is expanding into all these incredible live action shows.
Metieran cosas de World Premiere
was incredible. So we're just getting started.
There's so much. Sorry. Oh, this is interesting. It sounds like we're supposed to throw to a. I didn't think we had commercials, but here's a word from our sponsor.
Pain is a symptom. Joy is the cure. At Umbrella, we found the solution to suffering. A discovery that will change the course of history, and life is more. Joy, coming soon. Albert Wesker is the engineer of a better tomorrow. Of a perfect tomorrow.
El bueno de Wesker, madre mía.
Well, that was strange, isn't it? Yeah. Let's move on.
Yeah, I mean, if this business has taught me anything, it's if the check clears, the ad pays. So we got to keep rolling.
Up next, follow the misadventures of the impulsive Cuphead and his cautious but persuadable brother, Mugman, in this animated series based on the video game. That's right, friends.
Yes.
We're talking about Cuphead.
I bet when you first saw this game, you thought this should be a TV show. Well, you're in luck.
And this show is so incredible. I mean, the game franchise, imagine what that could be like as a show, but they've taken it to the next level. I mean, all the characters are voiced, and this series continues the adventures of Cuphead and his sidekick Mugman. Just like the video game, the animation is based off the old cartoon styles of the 1930s. Fantastic jazz soundtrack to match. This show, I've been lucky enough to see a bunch of the episodes. It is so fun. This is going to be a sensation.
Yeah, you have to believe the hype. Like, we got a little peek at it, and it's phenomenal.
We are so fun. It makes you feel like you're like a kid again, like watching cartoons and the voices. It's amazing. So, and we have some news, I think, about it too.
Yeah,
right?
If our hype wasn't big enough for you, we've got a very special message from the show's creators and King Dice himself. Let's check it out.
King Dice here. Now, some may say that my methods are quite shady because I am voiced by the one and only Wayne Brady. Now, I'm about to give you all a little sneaky peek. Because Cuphead is coming, y'all. It's about to make your...
Sí, le va a cantar, Ahí sacan ya el DLC de la expansión, tío, y me lo juego. Que tengo mucha risa. Claro, ya que puede estar, ya que digan la del DLC, que sí, ¿no?
Who will be the first lucky contestant to roll the dice? Will it be you? Yay! It's your lucky day, sir. Get on up here and roll the dice. Don't touch.
Knockout!
Took down the boss. It's such an amazing game, but this series, I can't tell you how authentic it is, and the team at Studio MDHR worked with the show creators on this. It's just incredible. So definitely check it out when it hits Netflix. And that's some major news in that video. Wayne Brady is going to play King Dice, which is incredible.
Yes, I love that we get to drop this news on this show. Yeah, Wayne Brady, he's so talented and so funny and so perfect for King Dice.
He's a game show host, right? Like, I love it. Let's make a deal for your soul.
Perfectly cast in Cuphead and the other voices. It's such a fun show. All right, well, no matter what shape your head is, you're going to want to stick around. I got to talk with Dave Wasson and Cosmos Segerson about how they've approached taking Cuphead from video game to TV show. Stick around for that.
Okay, Rahul, I think you're going to like this next title.
Oh, yeah? Why is that?
Well, it might have something to do with your shirt. It also has something to do with vampires and magic and monsters, and of course, beautifully animated men with very, very low-cut blouses.
That's where you got them.
Sí, pero yo lo voy a jugar solo, o sea, en cooperativo no. O sea, a mí esos juegos me gustan jugarlos solo.
About Castlevania,
ding,
right?
ding, ding.
Yes.
This is where it all started.
Everything has led us here.
Ah, vale, ok.
We are here for a reason.
¿Qué decía por mí?
All right. Where would you like to start?
The whole world's gone crazy.
We've lost many people to night creature attacks. Will you help us?
No sé, pero para su hermano lo veo un poco esto porque es bastante difícil y lo va a dejar al final.
I'm sure I can do something for you.
No, tiene que ser. El cooperativo solo es en LAN. No, es local solo, no online creo que no hay. Diría que online no hay de cooperativo.
It's a spell. It will have the name of the person.
Uf, de verdad,
Kill you twice.
Le voy a poner a 720 porque si no.
Nobody brings him back from the dead.
When I began this journey, I had a very simple plan. That plan has evolved. The plan is now conquest. Kill everything you see. Begin!
Ready?
Hell no. But when
Ya.
that ever stopped us?
You know me. I'm going to eat your soul.
Castlevania, this is really Netflix's OG gaming series. I mean, the first one that they did, and has blown up over the past couple of years. 4 seasons in, but kind of sad because it's over now, right?
It really is. The 4th and final season is
Ah,
out
que la serie
now.
ya estaba hecha
It's
ya.
a shame a show this good has to end. They should make more. Oh.
Tease.
Yeah.
Que eso ya
Actually,
un cuarto de hora,
it is a
tío.
tease.
Did I just tease?
Or you're psychic. We haven't figured it out yet, but Yes.
Yo es que los Castlevania no juego ninguno, juego uno de la Game Boy y ya está.
Kevin Coldy,
Pero
Adam Dietz,
Castlevania
and
juega
Sam
súper
Dietz
poco.
to tell us more about the future of Castlevania on Netflix.
Hello, everyone. We are some of the creative team behind Castlevania. We hope you're all enjoying Geeked Week.
I'm Kevin Coldy from Project 51 Productions. I'm an executive producer on Castlevania.
I'm Sam Dietz. I'm the director of Castlevania here at Powerhouse Animation Studios.
And I am Adam Dietz. I'm the assistant director on Castlevania.
There's been a lot of news dropping and a lot of big announcements this week.
Obviamente Castlevania y Metroid fueron los dos propulsores de Metroidvania. Así que me gustará, pero en Steam están y eso.
Hope you enjoyed the Castlevania series finale. We are here today to finally confirm the news that we are nowhere near done with this world.
Along with our new writer, showrunner Clive Bradley, we are pretty damn excited to continue to explore the Castlevania universe with an all-new series.
And now for
te metes la de Netflix en Twitch Gaming, vale.
This new series will star Richter Belmont and, of course, Maria Renard, and it will be set in 1792 France, against the backdrop of the French Revolution.
Stick around for a Q&A with us where we'll be answering all of your burning Castlevania questions.
Confirmed!
I knew Castlevania.
More of a good thing.
Yes.
Asking you shall receive.
Love it.
On Twitter, Netflix.
No, claro, Castlevania viene de Metroidvania. O sea, el Metroidvania viene de eso. Porque fueron las dos. Las dos de esta. Castlevania. God of Shadow. Sí, pásate Castlevania.
That's right. We sent Geeks Terry Schwartz to chat with the guys on your behalf, and she lived to tell the tale.
Ah, bueno, pero este sí que era 3D.
Q&A later on in the show today.
At Umbrella, we know you have a choice of where you raise your family. Choose New Raccoon.
Lo voy a poner a 1080 porque se está parando igual a 720, así que se pare en 1080 y todo por.
Ubisoft to bring you 3 new shows.
Se va a parar igual,
First
así
up,
que.
we're taking a look at the new Splinter Cell anime.
Okay, I think it's safe to say we all remember the game, but what can we expect from the story?
Yeah, I mean, Sam Fisher is back. That's what gamers been waiting for Splinter Cell for a long time, but now we have the anime. This game follows Sam Fisher, a former Navy SEAL who's recruited to work for the mysterious 3rd Echelon Division within the NSA. It's all Black Ops missions, stealth, and military tactics.
And the production itself is pretty stealthy, but we do have a first look image of Sam.
Here we go. Sam Fisher returns for duty. The reveal.
So much mystery.
Here we go.
No, mira, Splinter Cell, tú. Tócate los huevos, van a sacar ante la serie de animación que un nuevo juego.
Yeah, Splinter Cell, such a classic, series.
Espectacular,
on Xbox back in the day. Yeah,
a ver, espero que esto sea como una señal de que van a sacar un Splinter Cell en la de Ubisoft, porque si no me pego un tiro.
When are we going to get another Splinter Cell?
Me pego un
tiro. It's been a number of years since the last game, so I'm so excited.
No sé si habéis jugado alguno Splinter Cell. Yo jugué uno en la Play 2, en la Splinter Cell. Lo jugué en la Play 2 y... Madre mía.
Netflix. And we don't know much about it, but it does have a stacked talent team behind the show.
They sure do. Writing the series is Derek Holstad, the creative mind behind the John Wick series.
And on top of that, we also have Sun Creature and Bost as the studio behind the animation.
Oh yeah, I cannot wait
La de John Wick las tengo que ver, las tengo pendientes las 3. Tiene 3, ¿no? La de John Wick, o 4.
Up next, we're taking a look at a new title from the Far Cry universe based on the Blood Dragon DLC, Captain Laserhawk.
Now, Blood Dragon, you guys probably remember an amazing add-on DLC for Far Cry 3. Just totally flipped the whole vibe of the game to this 80s throwback. So you can imagine that's what you're going to get from the anime.
Basado en el DLC de Blue Dragon en Far Cry. O sea, ese DLC vende bastante. Por tontería.
It's true. Any fan of 80s action movies are going to love this series.
We can confirm that Bobby Pills will be the animation studio responsible for bringing this to life. And we have a special message from series creator Adi Shankar about the title. Check it out.
Welcome, Internet. Welcome to the Bootleg Universe headquarters. It is so good to have you all here. For those of you who do not recognize me without Kiss makeup on, my name is Adi Shankar. I'm here today to present to you a new show that I've had the privilege of creating. It's called Captain Laserhawk. The show is called Captain Laserhawk, a Blood Dragon remix. Captain Laserhawk, a Blood Dragon remix. For those of you who are not familiar with Blood Dragon, if you're into synthwave as a genre of art and music, you're in for a treat. But why remix? Conceptually, the show's inspired by a few things. The first is Elseworlds. For those of you who are not familiar, Elseworlds is a DC Comics imprint that did alternate universe versions of DC properties. Everyone watching should check out a book called Kingdom Come. It's the Citizen Kane of comic books. And hopefully I didn't get canceled for comparing Citizen Kane and Kingdom Come, but to me it is, so that's my hot take. The second, Captain N, the Game Masters, which was a show that for the most part people did not like, but that I thought was an awesome concept, designed as a creative reinterpretation of Nintendo's big properties from back in the day. So Captain N, the Game Masters, but good. And also a big inspiration for this show was the Bootleg Universe fan films. Starting in 2012, every year and change, I would release these unauthorized fan films that were creative, dramatic reinterpretations, often very violent, of the franchises I grew up loving. They were called the Bootleg Universe one-shots. You know, these were things that I would get cease and desist letters for. This wasn't a celebrated thing at the time. I mean, sure, people on the internet liked them. Cut to 2016, I got a call from Ubisoft saying, hey, come work with us. I had a truly insane conversation that I thought I would never have, where I was asked if I wanted to
conferencia no está pensada para el público gaming, tienen que explicar hasta quién coño es Ubisoft. O sea, para que veáis el nivel.
All the Ubisoft IP. I was given the privilege of going into the Ubisoft IP vault, the treasure chest.
El remake de Prince of Persia, la única vez que lo vais a ver este año. Bueno, el Beyond Good and Evil 1, lo único que vais a ver este año.
It all out into like one coherent world, and that's the world of Captain.
Y también ha puesto el remake en grande, si os habéis fijado, el primer en grande.
Grateful to Hugo, Helene,
una puñalada en el
estómago, Claire, everyone at Ubisoft for giving me this opportunity, and it wouldn't have happened without you, the fans, so thank you. The world of Captain Laserhawk is set in a parallel universe where in the 1950s automation became widespread. And to be clear, automation in this world, in this timeline, looks like the movie Iron Giant. And that created massive ripple effects.
Widespread social upheaval occurs. Unemployment is through the roof, and then the biggest tech company called Eden comes out and says, you all get universal basic income. Eden effectively becomes the economy overnight. And that's when they start exerting social control.
Mass surveillance, big data, really all the reasons why this show's on Netflix and not Amazon. The story of our show follows our protagonist, Dolph Laserhawk. Dolph is a cybernetically enhanced super soldier who escaped from the Eden army and is trying to pull off his one final heist before sailing off into the sunset with his boyfriend, Alex. The animation on this show is going to be awesome. We really wanted to bring you guys something different, something unique, something that is a confluence of various animation styles, like a love letter to everything we grew up with as 90s kids. So, if you like anime, Saturday morning cartoons, violent video games marketed to kids, pro wrestling, steel cage matches, cyberpunk dystopias, Paul Verhoeven, John Carpenter, then this show is for you. Yeah. You know, I could describe this all day, but I'm just gonna cut to a 10-second clip, then you'll see what I'm talking about.
Voy a poner aquí el móvil que se me olvidó. Vamos a hacer un americano, tal cual, Porque madre mía, no aguantar esta una.
That animation you just saw was made by a fantastic company called Bobby Pills. And they are the animation studio that is making the world of Captain Laserhawk come alive. Without further ado, Bobby Pills, ladies and gentlemen, very talented people.
El americano cuál era de café?
Dream to work with.
Será café con whisky, ¿no? Okay.
It's okay.
Café solo con hielo.
Eddie, thank you. Welcome to Bobby Pills.
Hello, I'm Mehdi. I'm the director of Captain Laserhawk.
Fíjate, algo tan simple como meterle el hielo a un esto y dice que es americano. ¿Por qué? Porque tiene hielo, ya está.
That is making Captain Laserhawk.
Ubisoft came to Bobby Pills with a new project.
It was kind of the first time that we would.
A ver, Fernando, me estás viendo así que estoy respaldado así en la silla y vamos, están así. ¿Tú qué crees? ¿Tú crees que has dicho algo interesante? O sea, tú me ves así. ¿Y tú qué opinas de que estoy viendo?
With the show that we're about to make and the like kind of miracle that happened is like it clicked almost instantly. Typically, we do shows that shouldn't exist here. And this show is just like that. This is so crazy. The idea is so like crazy that it shouldn't exist. So it was the perfect match.
It was like a dream, like for someone like
para Dream, el que tengo yo ahora mismo.
A few people
Chaval,
who were
para
born in
Dream,
the
el que
80s
tengo.
to be able to do a show. So much references.
Espresso con agua, vale,
vale.
Qué asco, ¿no? Con agua.
Like little kids again trying
bueno,
to
sí, de normal se hace con agua.
Back in the 90s.
To go back to that kind of
thing,
but not just mimic it, not just like the spoofing it, but like to pick it up where they left and just expand on that. Like where we are now as an artist that worked for years and years in animation industry. Okay, if we pick that original flame, the original thing that made us want to do that job, and okay, where are we now with that, original flame, with our long experience?
And then Adi came up with all those crazy ideas about showing some video games influences, and yeah, very quickly came the opportunity to explore like pixel art, very low poly 3D animation, like.
Lo veíamos también, Isabela, no lo pillas tú sola, lo pillamos
también. But also like
hacemos un foro y vemos cuál es.
Black and white. So, and it gives us an opportunity in storytelling to switch styles.
Actually, the different styles was one of the main appeal of the whole thing. Like we can, as you said, go from video games to comic books to whatever. And that kind of artistic freedom was like one of the main things that we can say we can go for that kind of stuff, because it's crazy to do that thing while actually like not being style over substance, but actually find the right shift of style to convey the storytelling in the most compelling way.
And we grew up with so many influences, from Gorillaz, who started mixing 2D, 3D, live action. Also like the work of Yuasa. When we saw Mind Game, and you always think like there's never going to be a project that cool where you can explore. There's always going to be like a limit. This time it's the total opposite. Like Adi and Ubisoft are always super open-minded, and sometimes we have to stop them.
Yeah, and I think there's no way that that show could exist anywhere but thanks to this kind of platform, thanks to the people at Netflix that can just go for that crazy. One thing we will never take lightly is the emotions of the characters. That's the most important thing. Like we want people to feel connected to them and not just, maybe they can be interested in the show for all the, first impression gimmicks maybe, but they will stay for the story and they will stay for the characters, I guess.
So that's it. We're really excited and happy to be working with Netflix, Ubisoft, and Adi Shankar. And
no pasa ni media hora,
the show as much as we do.
Yeah, that was very featurate, but you know, we actually are happy like to work on the show. So I guess that's that.
You calling me a liar?
Of course, in Featurette, everybody is happy to work with the people that giving them money. But we are actually happy to do that show. So that's something, you know, that counts.
Inside, I'm dancing.
Oh man, that aesthetic, that vaporwave, synthwave, everything, we love it. Give us more of it.
If a show based on the Blood Dragon DLC excites you, then you're going to love this next announcement too.
That's right. We're also happy to announce, alongside Captain Laserhawk, we also have a new Far Cry anime coming to Netflix. That's right, and we've got the Far Cry logo.
Wow. It's just the logo.
I was gonna say, what's interesting this is I wonder which Far Cry it's based on, because I mean, Far Cry's gone everywhere, right? I mean, you know, it's
we've gone to like
Primal,
BC 10,000.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, all over the place. So we'll see. I guess no news yet on which Far Cry it will be, but really you get two Far Cry shows here. You get Captain Laserhawk and then this brand new Far Cry.
Very, very mysterious one.
Ubisoft is doing some great stuff for the gaming community with all these titles, and we love to see it.
Be sure to keep up with Netflix Geeked on all socials so you don't miss any news.
Okay, so we've been talking about a lot of shows based on games. Let's take a look at a game based on a show.
That's right. On Wednesday, we showed you some of the first look images of the Smite and Stranger Things crossover.
And now we've got an exclusive first look at the gameplay. Let's hop into the action.
El Smite y el Stranger Things. Me reí, me partí la polla cuando vi el Smite, tío, ayer. ¿Qué fue? Digo, coño, hay gente que juega este juego, tío. Espectacular.
Oh, so good. I'm gotta get back into Smite now.
I never would have predicted Stranger Things and Smite being a thing, but here we are. Very cool, and who knows what's next.
Love it. All week long, Geeked Week has been blossoming like a flower.
But sometimes the best thing for a flower can do for us is die.
That's pretty dark, Rahul, but I know that quote. I think what Rahul is trying to say is that Geeked Week is almost over. But before we move on to the post-show, we have to give an update on what you guys have been waiting for, The Witcher.
Yes! Chat gets it. I mean, look at this hype. It's like, we just have to say The Witcher, and there's wolf emojis everywhere, and things start spiraling out of control on our screen.
Well, get ready, because first looks are coming at you fast. Like real fast. Like, don't blink, all right? Let's roll the clip.
The Witcher.
I need to understand.
Danger.
¿Ya está? Bueno.
I need to understand, is what you said. Siri everywhere in that. That was the first look at season 2, but you were right, that was really fast.
Right?
Too fast.
Yeah, very quickly chopped up there, but I caught, it looked like some elder speech in there and kind of in stone letters, a familiar weapon, so lots of things to people to kind of pull apart there.
Yeah, I caught nothing. No, like, I know I said don't blink, but, you know, I blinked, so can we run that again, please?
Let's do it.
It's a good idea.
All right, I'm not gonna blink. Okay.
Okay, Siri.
I need to understand.
I need to understand.
Here comes. There's a weapon.
Pero cuando hacen estos momentos reaccionando así con caras y tal, tan forzado, de verdad es que se me quitan las ganas de todo. Joder, colega, tío. O sea, fíjate que si me importa un poco la conferencia, que me da igual que se pare. O sea,
hot tub. Did I?
En ese punto está.
No, that was too fast. Slow that down, half speed.
Was that in there?
I think I saw
one by one.
Otra vez más. Bueno.
Okay.
All right.
She looks up.
Nothing happens.
Oh, that's very ominous now.
It sounds terrifying.
It's very scary.
Combat.
Yeah, it's like, is she learning to fight at this point?
What is it saying? Someone you know has already decoded with that.
A ver, no, si he dicho de que voy a... A ver, si he dicho que voy a retransmitir la conferencia, no voy a ponerme a jugar algo. O sea, no es serio.
That says.
I'm sure.
They like packed 50 looks.
Además que queda raro.
That was intense.
It was so much. Y'all should follow Netflix Geeked right now. And can you scrub through it frame by frame and let us know which Easter eggs we didn't see?
I think people in the chat right now, I think you guys should try and decode what was said. And I want to know who's going to crack that code, because I know it's going to happen by the time.
Oh, sure, yeah, before we're even out of this, absolutely. But we do, which are later in the show. But first, a word from our sponsor.
Not these guys.
Mira, la pongo en automático y da por el culo, tío. Usted la apoyo, en serio.
That's right. Everyone knows Resident Evil. I'm a huge fan. The franchise has had 8 fantastic mainline games. The most recent one just came out, Village, plus films, animations. There is so much lore to dig into here.
But this, though, is a totally fresh spin on Resident Evil. And all day we've been hearing ads from our sponsor, the Umbrella Corporation, and I can see a bunch of the hashtag who is Wesker on the timeline. And I think it's time we find out who's playing him. Why not?
Yeah.
Casting announcement?
Roll the clip.
Let's do it.
Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Albert Wesker.
Lance Reddick. That is so fucking cool.
I love him. John Wick, Fringe,
The Wire.
And even in video games.
No entiendo nada. El hype que le están poniendo a esto tiene 2 fotos sin más. O sea, no sé qué le meten ahí. Ay.
Right? Silence and Horizon Zero Dawn's Lava in the Destiny games. Yes. He is such a great guy. He came to the Game Awards a few years ago and presented, and he just said, hello, Guardians. And he loves games. He loves this audience. And that is so exciting to see him cast in the Resident Evil live action series.
That voice, man, he is an amazing pick.
Tío, lo he puesto en automática, se está parando más que antes. ¿Quién me estás comentando, colega?
I mean, what an actor, what a tonally, like, I can't wait to see what he does with Wesker. I love it.
Yeah, and it's a great cast all around, too. Let's take a look at that photo again.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going from left to right. So that's Adeline Rudolph, and she was in Riverdale and the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina.
Sienna Agadon, next up.
La primera vez que lo escucho. En teoría dice la de la izquierda. Ni puta idea.
She was in No Good Nick.
Of course, the iconic, as we just said, Lance Reddick playing Wesker.
The amazing. She was in Bad Boys for Life.
And Tamara Smart from A Babysitter's Guide to Monster Hunting.
And finally,
ya empezamos con los normales
she was in Charlie's Angels. And what?
Hoy el día pinta calentito, calentito.
To see, them live action. You see the cast photo. You're like,
yeah. Colega, se está parando más que antes, tío. De verdad.
Just the gaming world. We didn't get to like Pokemon or Sonic.
That's right. There's also The Division, Dragon's Lair. That's an OG gaming franchise.
Cyberpunk, Assassin's Creed,
yes. Dota. Yes, so much stuff.
I'm thinking we're gonna have to do this again sometime. If they'll have me back.
I hope you'll invite me back.
Oh, Jeff, you'll be in. It's me that they're worried about drawing stuff.
You may be off. You may be off filming your new Zack Snyder, voicing your new Zack Snyder show. Exactly.
We might have to have Terry Schwartz back on here just to keep you in line as well. But the party isn't over just yet. Stick around. In the next hour, we've got the cast of Cobra Kai, the Army of the Dead VR experience.
Cobra Kai.
Yep.
Ya me digas tú que tiene que ver con los videojuegos.
Castlevania and the Cuphead show and so much more.
Pero vale, okay.
That's right. There's a lot of stuff, and yeah, I got to talk to the Cuphead guy.
Pues nada, se está quedando buena conferencia. Se está quedando una cálida conferencia. ¿Se ha parado? ¿Cosa mía o...? Ok.
Wait.
Se me ha parado. De verdad que vaya E3 me están dando.
And you'll...
Si esto lo hago aquí, se ve. Vale, voy a cambiar esto un rato porque es que no...
See us now
voy a poner,
on the post show.
Hacer una velocidad de internet, a ver.
So we'll be back after this.
Culturalism was like a big part of the first design aesthetic. How culturally ambiguous anime was as a genre really taught people how it attracts to all cultures. You not necessarily grab inspiration, but what inspires you. I just remember
10 megas de descarga. Tócate la polla, tío.
I found it easier to communicate through
10 megas de descarga.
which was greatly inspired by anime.
There's never really been this even representation for African American characters.
I had already known about LaShawn Thomas, so I was really excited to get a chance to work on this hit series.
I wanted to really make the collection about him more so than anything else. This black on black matte kind of feel to his whole sculpture. I wanted to depict that in the links.
It's always been a dream of mine to design products in a field that has always inspired me.
I think it's monumental seeing Netflix embrace black creatives and seeing us break down barriers and killing it. We only grow when people check out the culture, so we expose it to a different audience. That's what really is success for me.
No, gracias. No te voy a... No seguiría a hacer. Lo siento.
The Arm of the Dead VR experience, Castlevania, the Cuphead Show.
Otra vez, ya lo han dicho ya.
And much more.
Geeked Week. There's so much to get geeked about.
Thank you, friends, for joining us live for the last ever Geeked Week.
I think you said that wrong. I think it's the last day of the first ever.
Did I scare you lot?
No, sí.
People go, no, more. I tricked you.
¿A qué hora es la otra conferencia?
But yeah, it's the last day for Geeked Week, and we've made some great memories, and there's even more to come. So I'm Roll Cody.
Yet, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Yeah.
We're here. Let's do it.
All right. Let's make it happen. I'm Jeff Keighley. Oh, I think you should go first.
I'm supposed to go first?
Yeah, ladies first.
I'm Mari Takahashi, and that's Daniel Sai.
A las 8.
And we're joined, of course, by Jeff Keighley.
Pero tonto se va a hacer por otro.
I was so busy tweeting out. There was so much gaming news that came out there. WitcherCon, Resident Evil, so much happening on the internet.
So much.
About you guys. You guys, when you make a show, you roll with the
We don't mess around.
Yeah.
That was, what was it? We started the week 50. Was it 50 titles, something like that?
I think something like that. I know we said the number. You said the number, and we both looked at each other and were like, dude, that's a big number.
Oh, well, you got, and it was like every day there's something, and then today, just alone, just on gaming, right? It's like Cuphead, which is an incredible show. We're going to talk about.
We're going to talk about that.
Cuphead show, just
a las 7, si veo que no lo han acabado, lo dejo de fondo, pero me voy a cenar.
Anime, Captain Laserhawk, which is
me
based on
puedo preparar
Dragon,
a cenar,
Far Cry 3, which is amazing. Arcane, the first ever clip of that, which is a massive new League of Legends show. Stranger Things and Smite, which we covered yesterday on Summer Game Fest kickoff. You get more today. And then to end with, Sam Fisher, by the way, the anime
the Splinter Cell well.
People going nuts about that image of Sam Fisher coming back. People want a game, but what they're getting is an anime now, which is something for the fans. And then, Resident Evil live action and The Witcher with that teaser for season 2, and then WitcherCon.
I'm calling it DaddyCon.
Based
on that.
Yes.
It's DaddyCon.
Buff old dude con. Into it.
Up next, we're going to show you a trailer of one of my favorite shows. It's Cobra Kai.
Yes, what could it be?
Oh, God, it'd be a dream to hang out with the cast. Or, like, even be in the show. Like, I'll do anything.
This is a stepping stone to that.
Right?
This is your chance.
Anything. I'll do transport, crafty.
Everybody that Netflix office is watching right now.
First.
I'll do it for free. Let's play the teaser. I want to see it. I've got to see this.
Porque temporadas más ya de Cobra Kai.
Man can't breathe. He can't fight. Man can't see. He can't fight. Extreme situations require extreme measures.
Do you know who that is? Do you know who that is? That's Terry Silver. He was the antagonist in Karate Kid 3.
They've done such a good job bringing back all the legends.
It's such a treat. Like when they got the cast back from Karate Kid 2, when Daniel's son goes to Okinawa, and to find the actors, like the authenticity, the fan service, it's.
Wait, Rahul, I don't know if the fans know how, or like the audience knows just how much you're into the Karate Kid, like, and it's a whole family thing.
Yeah, so like, obviously if you do know me, you know Star Wars is the thing I talk about most. If I booked Star Wars, my family would be like, cool. If I booked a one-word speaking role in a coffee shop on Cobra Kai, they'd be so, they'd take my sister's graduation poster, they'd throw it in the fucking bin, and then that scene will be up there. That's how big Karate Kid is in my house. Like, it's, it was
law
like,
degree, Cobra Kai.
Even my sister would be okay with it. Like, she's a super fan, especially like, it's really weird as well, because we had all 3 movies. Something happened to the first one. I think my dad taped over it with some crap. And so 2 and 3 played in our house even more. So the ability to like quote those films, the soundtrack, all of it, like, the Coley household is deep in the Cobra Kai world.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
We're pulling for you for season 4.
Let this man grab the coffees for the show.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Just start somewhere. Right?
Absolutely.
Love it. For those of you who are not as well versed with Cobra Kai as Rahul, Cobra Kai is a spin-off of the popular 80s movie.
Media hora para decir que le gusta mucho la serie y que no sé qué, no sé cuánto.
Has been around forever, and I wanted to learn a bit more about
karate. ¿Por qué se empeñan en alargar estos eventos que tienen que ser una mierda, que nadie le interesa, tío? ¿Por qué se empeñan?
I wanted to really do my due diligence, so I memorized the entry. I mean, if you're so into the show, I feel
she
like
memorized Jean-Claude Van Damme's Wikipedia page and then just rattled it off.
I'm just trying to educate you a little bit more about it. If you're so into the show, you should know that karate began as a common fighting system known as te, and after trade relationships were established with the Ming Dynasty of China in 1372 by King Sato, some forms of Chinese martial arts were introduced to the Ryukyu Islands by the visitors from China, particularly Fujian Chinese families.
Mira esto, pero tú te dices que esto es normal, macho. Tragarme esta mierda para estos momentos, tío, es que... O sea, ¿tú crees que esto es normal? Que encima que está más realizado, tío, que se ha visto la pava ahí haciendo cosas. Está mal.
What the? What the?
What is going on right now? Is that... It's Miguel. It's Dimitri.
El Tribeca era, ¿no? Tribeca, o era de indies.
Did Rob have a power cut? Sholo, Gianni, Jacob.
What's going on?
I can't believe this is happening right now. You guys are just...
Ah, qué guay. Encima se me para, perfecto.
Has there been practicing going on? Am I going to get my butt kicked?
If by practicing you mean button mashing, then yes, we have.
Por lo que se ve el presentador es indio, ¿no?
Like last minute button mashing, we just found out what things happen. Yeah.
I still don't even know how to do some of the moves.
Wait, so
I don't know. Yeah.
You guys don't play Street Fighter?
Not on the regular,
we fight on the streets.
Oh yeah, you just do it for real. That's true.
Exactly. We live street.
Ah, vale. Que estos tres son actores del Cobra Kai.
Season 4, right?
O sea, fijaos, o no estoy puesto mucho en esta serie o lo han presentado como la mierda. O sea,
Do you want spoilers?
Ahora he entendido que estos tres están en la serie.
I mean, we just saw.
Vale.
We just saw Terry Silver teased, which is huge.
Oh yeah.
It's ridiculous. Question: did you guys see the Karate Kid movies before booking, or did you do it after?
Showa was a huge fan. I was a huge fan of the Karate Kid. I had posters all over my room, so this is kind of a dream come true. Unfortunately, no. They're just teasing me. I hadn't seen the movies before I booked the project, so I.
Wow, qué gracioso. Nos ha engañado con que era fan de Karate Kid de pequeño. Wow. Madre mía, qué gracioso. Este chaval será el personaje gracioso de la serie. El que tiene ahí los chascarrillos en momentos clave. El típico vacilón que de una película de cine que hace una coña de mierda y está el típico subnormal de chafonándose. Ese es el actor. Este es el personaje de la película.
I haven't seen it before I got karate, like this Cobra Kai.
Gotcha.
Oh, good scene. I know about the billionaire Terry Silver with the ponytail. Dude, he's tall.
Is he?
Yeah, Thomas is tall. Yeah, I think
thought I was tall.
6'2", easy. Like
What? Are we going straight into a fight? Are we doing a fight? We are.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, I don't know what I was doing. Yeah, okay, let's do it.
Sale una niña ahí.
Who do you want to fight first?
I think
you guys should nominate. You guys should nominate.
Sale de repente una niña ahí.
I think Gianni should go first.
So we're saving the best for first. I see. Okay.
I got Gianni.
I was gonna say, I think Gianni's the best out of us, or maybe just picks the best character. I was about to say, Gianni, you gotta teach him a lesson with that guy.
Don't hype me up this much, man. This is not. You're gonna regret it. Okay. Oh, what the heck?
Oh, we're going Ken?
Okay.
I'll be. Oh no, not Ken. I got my guy. This guy right here.
You go for Dulcim.
Yeah, he's my favorite. I don't even. He reminds me of myself just because he's.
Ya de repente están jugando al Street Fighter.
Yeah, because he's bald.
Are you also into yoga?
No, I'm not the most flexible guy in the world, so definitely don't want to see me do yoga. That would be bad.
Hay un mapa de España en Street Fighter. ¿En serio? No me acordaba.
You kick ass in the show, dude.
That's true. Thank you, yeah.
No me acordaba que había un esto de España.
Kick on Huck at the very end of season 2.
All right, here we go.
All right. Let's see. Oh, you guys are.
Whoa! Oh, I've always wanted to do the Vegas one.
Pero ¿están jugando de verdad o es un vídeo pregrabado?
Is my controller working? It is working.
You got it? I'm not gonna go.
El anterior presentador tenía un mando, pero.
Okay, it works.
Okay. Oh!
Not bad.
Es que la verdad,
See, I don't know how to do the fire. The fire just happens. Oh.
Si al menos sacara algo de provecho en este stream, en esta conferencia, pero es que ni eso, lo estoy haciendo por amor al arte.
You guys feel it too, right? That's a lot.
I think there's a little bit of like latency, like in terms of response, but.
Oh. Okay. Hey, watch out. Come back in the century! No.
¿Vosotros creéis que esto es de recibo? Ver a dos pavos que no te interesan nada, ganaron esto.
Time ran out.
O sea, jugando al Street Fighter, yo es que la verdad, o sea.
That's still a win.
I don't think I can accept that win.
Por cierto, no sé por qué, pero os llega con un delay lo que yo digo y cuando escribís, que es espectacular. Y eso que no puedo bajar más el delay, ¿eh? O sea, os llega con un delay a vosotros que es espectacular. O eso no sé si en el chat también, pues.
I didn't even realize I could block. Okay, that's good. That's a good start. Oh! Get back, get back, get back, get back. I don't want the Hadouken. No!
Oh, shit.
I'm spamming you, dude. I'm sorry.
You better get in there.
Hadouken!
I better get in there, bro.
You got range, bro.
Kick the Hadouken!
Damn it!
Here's where the real pain begins, Danny boy. That's a quote from.
No sé, la verdad que no entiendo.
I don't read my scripts, so I don't know who I'm bragging to.
You can brag to it. Oh.
All right. This is for all the marbles. Let's go, Gianni.
A ver, ponerme algo en el chat y yo lo leo y decirme si está en el mismo episodio con tiempo. O hay mucho delay.
Come on, Luffy. You call me Goofy?
Ponerme algo en el chat.
He really is Luffy.
I don't think Luffy meets her value.
There we go.
Come on. Okay.
Oh.
Get back. Get back. No.
No.
I'm spamming.
He's dizzy.
Oh
my god.
Come on.
Gianni!
I'm sorry, Gianni!
I need to move. I gotta move.
Yep.
Oh, come on, Gianni.
9.
I need the fire
6,
to like
5,
4, 3, 2. No.
Oh my god. Gianni!
You cannot do a fireball on this thing.
And he beat you with the controller. Oh.
Alright, I'll hold it down.
Sí que hay, ¿no? Es que os tarda un huevo los mensajes. Esto no lo puedo bajar.
Hawk. Okay.
Okay, what are you doing? Huh? I was controller 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was 2. Alright.
I'm just gonna stay as Ryu because he's wearing the headband, and I've got the Daniel LaRusso headband and Miyagi-Do on, so let's do it.
Okay, we're using Yellow Goblin again.
Alright, you can leave the call now, Gianni. You've been exiled.
Honestly, after that last performance, I think I'm done here. I think I have to quit the show, and I need to take up gardening or something else.
Bro, the Hadouken was brutal.
Dude, I don't know how to combat that.
Well, because for some reason it's not registering the input on this controller, my thumb's gone numb, so my ability to do Hadoukens has diminished for spamming.
So you hear that, Jacob?
He beat Gianni and he was like, all right. You loosen the jar, Gianni.
Yeah, I loosened it. I got you.
Oh,
now this should be a cakewalk. Oh.
Yeah! He's dead!
Yes!
Brutal. Okay, here we go.
Un minuto de delay bastante.
No.
Okay.
Oh! Jacob done me dirty.
I don't know how to do the lightning thing. That thing is.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Scoop him.
Oh, shoot, bro.
No! Not yet.
Survive.
Jacob!
You just have to survive it. Just.
I can't do a fireball on this controller. No shit!
No! Jacob, I loosened the jar for you.
I couldn't figure out how to do a sweep.
Oh!
We can't let Robo
He's going on with a body
bag.
Yeah!
Oh my god.
Bro, the sweep. Come on, eat him. Chill out. No.
Can you see Jacob?
Oh, headbutt.
Yeah, no, I can't see Mo.
No, Jacob doing me dirty again with this zombie move. Hold on.
This is graphic. There's no blood particles.
Is it? Oh, okay, Karen.
This is fireball. Not okay with this?
Oh, Jacob!
Jacob!
Don't do it.
Don't do me dirty.
Survive.
Oh, okay. It's going into the third round at least. Okay.
All right, here we go, baby. This is the deciding round.
We got this, bro. We got this.
Sweep the legs, Jacob.
It's so good. The leg sweep is so good.
Do it.
This one more eventful than the Mayweather fight.
That headbutt. Don't grab me. Don't grab me.
That ogre guy has my posture from season 1.
No.
No, thank you.
That was a little karate move there.
Oh, there you go, Jacob.
Oh, Jacob!
No.
Pues no sé, será por el wifi, tío, que iba adentro.
That's my binary brother.
No, es que va muy bien, va con bastante delay.
Revenge my dead.
So I'm tapping in.
You got it, Sholo.
Alright,
so Sholo versus Jacob.
Lo siento que no podéis ver la maravillosa conferencia, pero.
You know the
we're fighting each other?
Yeah, you two are. It's winner stays on.
Oh, King of the Hill, baby. I'm repping
So in the meantime, I'm curious.
There's a lot of pressure.
How long were you guys shooting that fight scene in the high school? That one was epic.
That was only 3 days.
You did that in 3 days?
Was it 3? Yeah, 3 days because it was.
Well, no, we
it was
rehearsed
2
it
weekends. It was 2 weekends, but we were only able to film it in 3 days, which is not a lot of time if you guys are.
Vale, ponedme un mensaje en el chat, va.
Practically nothing.
Yeah, that's pretty.
I guess I mean to give you an idea. Yeah, the last day was just. I think you guys, you and Gianni had the last
Sholo,
scene
how
of
long,
the whole season, right?
Sholo, how long did you get to just lie in a bed for? Because I mean,
honestly,
was that like a month worth of filming?
Well, it's funny because I think even though it seemed it was a bunch of episodes, we were able to film all of them in like 2 days. So it was nice. I got.
You guys moved quick.
Well, I guess yeah. Since they already.
Poneme un mensaje en el chat, please. Y
oh, you can just block it and just get it through.
Boom, 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 boom.
Gotcha.
All right.
The scene with you at the concert was one of my favorites.
The which
when
one?
You and Johnny William, you guys go to the concert when you're.
Te lo pongo, no sé qué, no sé cuánto.
It was one of my favorite scenes of that season.
With D. Snyder, yeah, that guy's a legend. He was all right.
A lo mejor.
Hey! Oh! Get off my head!
Oh my god! Oh my
Let's
god!
go!
Okay, that's.
Let's go, baby. Yeah, you got a cheap shot at me in the beginning, bro.
I think Jacob is the best at this.
Yeah, it's because
they all just have that.
Está tardando un huevo, ¿no? Hay mucho delay, tú.
You chose your character.
That's nice from Sholo there.
Tarda un poco, pero mejor que antes. Pero ¿cuánto es un poco? ¿10 segundos? ¿5? Más o menos.
She does this kick.
No, bro, don't do this to me. I'm confused. Get on the ground, boy.
Yeah, Sholo, if you, as Chun-Li, Sholo, if you mash your light kick, you have a version of his electricity that will, it like rapidly does a...
Which button is that?
Hostia, mínimo tarda 30 segundos, así, 20 segundos, porque...
What's this?
Yeah, that one.
Tardas en contestar que flipas.
No, I can't.
Cobra Kai.
What?
I was like, what the heck?
Dude, just keep spamming that.
Finish him!
Oh my god.
That was my Kreese impression.
That was a really good impression.
Finish him!
I can't.
Oh, this is close. Who's gonna...
No freaking way!
Jacob!
Sorry. Put some respect on my
We're not gonna get Jacob off this
Se tiene la internet, que hoy estará por uvas. Todo bueno.
Alright, I want a rematch. I can do this. What are you, controller 2?
You know what's funny? It's like, I was a superhero and my weakness was like...
Bueno, voy preparando la pizza, ahora vengo.
That like was horrible against everyone else except me. That's like Gianni. He's my little weakness.
I'm your little weakness? Why do you have to put me down like that, man? I'm your little
weakness that's taller than everyone here.
I'm 6 feet tall! The only one taller than me is Silver. Oh, okay, here we go.
Okay, so we got Dalsin versus Blanca. Gianni moves quick.
I like just hearing the button mashing.
I can't lose again.
Oh!
Dude, that electricity thing is rough.
Come on. Let me see it. Let me see it.
Come on.
Jacob,
let me see it.
If you move backwards for 3 seconds, then press forward with punch, you'll do a spin attack.
No.
Dude, the eating of the head is...
Oh!
Dude.
Jacob plays like such a troll. He's either electrocuting you or he's munching on your face. And if you break away, he headbutts you. There's no honor in your fighting, Jacob. It's street fighting, and I appreciate it.
I was saying it's Hawk, baby.
That is all Hawk. You absolutely fight like Hawk.
I dig it.
Okay.
Bro, it's hard to get close to you.
Yeah, you can get close to me.
Do you guys have a personal favorite scene from the last 3 seasons? Obviously, we can't talk about 4 too much, but do you have a favorite scene from each?
Yeah, I really like when Dimitri got his arm broken. That was really fun.
Thanks, I appreciate that.
That was brutal. I liked it when Miguel folded over a school railing. into a 90-degree angle.
I got folded like a taco. Yeah.
I'd say my favorite scene is my fight brush. That's my favorite scene for sure.
I love any scene that they play that hawk screech whenever you show your back. That they add.
Oh, dude, that's how you know shit's getting real. We're like,
so is Jacob, you still undefeated now?
I won, bro. What do you mean?
Yeah, he's undefeated. He just ate my face.
I think my Hadouken thumb is healed. I probably could go. Should we try one more?
I think you should hop in for another one.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. One more.
I'm gonna
we'll do this. This will be the decider. Also, my sister and my mum's going to kill me if this is so cheeky of me because this isn't even in the script. Would you say hello to my mum and my sister Nadia? They are the biggest Cobra Kai fans.
Mom and sister Nadia.
Hola.
Mom.
Eso está haciendo.
Thank you so much for doing that. Okay, so let's do this one more time.
All right, here we go, baby.
Eso, el internet me va mal. Me va muy mal.
Daniel LaRusso's gonna fight. Daniel LaRusso's gonna fight.
I like that.
Okay. Let's just switch this up. Let's get one different song. Let's go to Japan. Oh no, we're gonna go to Guile Stage. That's got the best music. If I can do this, my thumb is got no feeling. Oh, guess we're going to Thailand then. All right, I'm just pressing start.
There we go.
Okay, here we go.
Pretty cool.
I hate how your character moves, Jacob.
You kicked him so hard.
He's sweet.
He's like Pikachu's ugly cousin.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Move.
No, he looks like Rumpelstiltskin had a baby with Shrek.
Oh my god. In his Godfather's
Bible. There we go. That beats that move.
Oh, shoot. Jacob! Will he be dethroned?
I want a hawk screech if I beat you.
I don't even know if I can. I'm not even the one that does it. I don't even know where they get that from.
Isn't it like a? What's a horse? It's like.
Mire, estos llevan ya cerca de 15 minutos con esta mierda. No sé. No sé qué tiene que ver, pero bueno.
Your kick is longer than my kick?
Oh. Come on, fireball. I've got thumbs for it. Come on.
Oh no, Jacob. Oh my god.
Come on, dude, you literally. Okay, yeah.
Oh my god.
You gotta do the screech, full volume.
You got a full volume screech.
Your best hawk impression.
Like as loud as you can, like hurt your throat. You have nothing you're doing tomorrow. You have nowhere to be. You don't need your voice.
No sé, parece que van a hacer aquí un puto torneo, tío. Van a hacer aquí la Evo, ¿sabes?
Most people just left alive.
O sea, ¿están haciendo como un puto torneo? O sea, que está haciendo un torneo, tal cual, ¿eh? Llévame pronto. Que están haciendo un puto torneo de Street Fighter, pero esto que...
Alright, guys.
Wake up!
Joder, chaval.
Wake up. Rahul, wake up. Rahul. Wake up. Wait. What?
Oh. I was drooling.
I was saying my Wikipedia spiel about karate.
Oh, I'm so sorry I missed that. You know, I was
En serio, que vaya puto chiste, como todas han ido igual que esta. No, vale. Ah, ¿no lo habías pillado? Sí, estaba como soñando. Por eso he dicho de que no sabía quién coño estaba jugando con él, porque no entendía el símil.
Did you ask for a role?
No, I got too shy. I was simping all over the place.
Did you at least win?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so that was a good dream.
You know, Hawk, Jacob, he's really good.
Yeah?
Yeah, that was the dream.
Wow.
I'm still offended that you have fallen asleep multiple times while
I haven't been here all week. This happened rest of the week too?
Rest of the week, off camera as well.
Do you know
just
how
falling
early
asleep while talking.
You guys get in here pretty early, I will say that.
No podría haber sido un sueño esto, en plan, ver esta mierda, no, tiene que ser sueño.
Up next we've got
No, ya en Netflix. Luego se quejarán de que Amazon les pase por encima. Bueno, y HBO ya...
Yes.
Parece que no, pero poquito a poco se están comiendo también.
That is online already, and we're talking about that, but I got to sit down.
Lo que yo diga, conferencias de polla viejas y encima coñazo.
And give you a few more tidbits. They're very secretive, but take a look at this.
Ay, Dios mío.
I am so excited to do this interview because from Riot Games,
¿A quién le va a decir ahora?
animated series later this year on Netflix Arcane.
Pues sí, la verdad es que tus sueños dan para película.
Region of Piltover and the
Para peli
underground of Zon, and the story follows the origins of two iconic League of Legends champions and the power that will tear them apart. Joining me now are the co-creators of Arcane, Christian Link and Alex Yee from Riot Games. Guys, welcome to Geeked Week. How you doing?
Hey guys. Well, thanks for having us on.
Well, thanks for bringing us that exclusive first look clip of Arcane. We saw the teaser trailer a little while ago, and obviously it's been talked about for years that Riot was making this incredible, animated show based on the world of League. Such a
no sé, aquí tienen un guión bastante curioso, la verdad.
I'm really excited to see it on Netflix later this year.
Pero bueno, yo que sé, que se la sudan, es que tienen dinero, ¿qué más?
Tell us about Arcane, what
bueno, voy a ver cómo está la pizarra,
vengo. If you have played League or if you haven't played League, what is this?
I think on the highest level, it's really the first, full-length TV series that we put together that really dives into the stories of the characters and the world of our game, League of Legends. And I think for us, it's also the very first time we can go really, really, deep on those, those relationships between the characters, the champions as we know them, their struggles, what made them who they are today. Showing, like what their life is like, when they're not, smashing each other's heads in, I guess.
Yeah, it's so cool that you're building on the franchise with this. And one of the things I love with a lot of the Netflix shows is that it's not just retelling the story of a game. It really is, taking people into the lore of League of Legends. How did you even go about deciding sort of where and when to set this? Because you have such a rich world, so many different champions. What was the sort of sliver of the story you wanted to tell with Arcane?
Alex and I, we've been working at Riot for a long time. 10 years, 11 years, something like that now. We're both over 10 now. Wow. And so I think even back then when we both were part of the team that worked on, Vi and Jinx characters that we're really focusing on. I think even back then you can kind of tell that they were special, that really no matter what we were working on, if it was the visuals, with the awesome artists at Riot, if it was, the music, the cinematics, it just always felt like these characters deserve more. There were always a lot of questions about their relationship. And kind of, like just our audience.
No presento la pizza, bueno, lo puedo bajar un poco, ¿no?
Why their rivalries, what happened between them.
Barbacoa, casa Tarradillas, cuidado.
Yeah, I think Piltover and Zon are also, these two sister cities in our world that they feel like they're at the cusp.
A ver, que al menos haya algo bueno de esta conferencia, ¿no? Que al menos cenen, yo qué sé.
And it's something that just felt like it really spoke to us, both in terms of all the cool visuals that they put into it, and also, feeling like it's also,
Muchas gracias.
really speaking to the time that we live.
Porque la verdad que la conferencia no la estoy aprovechando mucho, ¿eh?
Story, what is their relationship?
¿Nunca te has preguntado qué hay más allá de esas cuatro paredes?
Pues no, chicos, la verdad es que no me interesa mucho. Ay, Minecraft. La verdad es que no voy a dar publicidad gratis, aunque no me vea nadie, pero bueno, que se jodan y todo. Se ve como crudo esto. Qué mal. Ay, si tuviera encima un horno, qué bonito sería todo. Vale, esto. Todo mal, ¿eh? No sé, a mí es que me han entrado ganas y digo, pues puedo hacer algo, porque me estoy aburriendo mucho con esta cosa.
the animation studio.
También es algo
for
aprovechable.
many years also Fortiche, you know, who've created a lot of these wonderful music videos in the past. I mean, their work's just beautiful.
Incredible French studio that, yeah, you just said has worked with you guys on a lot of things over the years. That's why you've had such an awesome visual style. One thing I wanted to ask about too was the lore around these characters. How much of it already existed that you're just telling, and how much of it were you sort of even building as a creative team to sort of add to this series, but also add to the overall canon?
Every character that we build in League is like all you're seeing is really the tip of the
iceberg
from all the conversations, all the stories that could have been, you know, and all the work that goes in from so many different people who work on all sides and facets of these characters. So, you know, to me, every character is sort of like its own whole franchise of stories, and you know, for us, it was an embarrassment of riches, you know, going in and sort of getting to pick what we were going to look at and how we were going to sort of portray like our particular angle on these characters in Arcane.
I can only imagine.
Sí, has hecho con otra la Tribeca esta.
To tell, but this path that
está en el título del. Lo he puesto en el título de la transmisión por lo mismo, pues sí, la gente que entra y tal sería con las obras. Pues también me viene bien a mí porque capaz de soy de que se me olvide.
With some of the, you know, the animated shorts that we've all watched on YouTube and loved around League. Why was it important for Riot to sort of take this approach of you guys really building this series and then partnering with Netflix? Versus, you know, other creators sometimes will license off the rights or have other people build it. I mean, this is a Riot production, right?
Right now, I think we're living in this golden age where you do see shows, you know.
No, claro, porque la última empieza a las 10.
Really start to be made, you know, made by the people that love these IPs and these games for the people that made these games. So there really isn't that disc anymore. So
sí, como muy tarde acabará a las 12 así.
Amazing quality and storytelling and visuals, and just also, you know, thought this
si quieres te vienes y te doy un poco,
what would be the show
aprovecha ahora que está aún entera.
You know, and that was just what we also just always chased.
Yeah, I want to talk a little bit about the look of this show, because when you see it, and people see in the clip, I mean, it's got such a signature style to it, and it's you know, obviously kind of 3D animated. It's got this sort of painterly sort of quality to it. Can you, I don't know, do you have a word for what that look is, or how did you kind of evolve into that style?
I mean, it's really Fortiche's trademark, you know. I think what they really lean into is that 2.5D look, you know, like the every environment, every shot's kind of a painting.
Yeah.
And I think we've always been drawn to that. You know, it's not only just about the fidelity; it's also kind of about the beauty of the art in it. You know, and so that's always been kind of the Fortiche look that we've always just embraced, and they do so well.
Can you talk about sort of, you know, adapting the characters and the worlds to this Fortiche style, as we call it?
The first expression back then for Jinx was a music video, you know, that came out with Jinx back then. That was from Fortiche. So we had a lot of talent that worked on, you know, on that music video already in the studio. So I think it really helped just having a bunch of people around us that just are very familiar with the characters, very familiar with, you know, the relationship between them.
Christian always had this one picture of Vi that he had at the very beginning that he would come back to as kind of like the mood piece. And yeah, what was really striking about it, I guess, is that it really did, when you looked at it, you felt like you could feel an entire world behind it.
Well, it seems like you guys have done a good job based on what the fans have seen. You put out that first teaser, and the reaction was, I mean, just astronomical. I wanted to ask sort of the question I think a lot of fans want to know is, I love these characters. How much more am I going to learn about them in this show? You mentioned, you know, backstories and things like that. Is there a lot more lore that is being sort of unearthed across this show?
Especially in this first season, it's all about really establishing the characters, you know, that we know, and that really their backstory, their origin story, kind of also intertwined with Piltover and Zon, you know, the world that they're part of coming alive, and also really changing the rest of the world in a way through this technology, Hex Tech. And then from that point on, taking it further.
Are there going to be any like Easter eggs or other sort of fun things in this that you know, reveal big things about the world that fans might not be anticipating?
I mean, there'll be things that aren't even in the game anymore, and you have to be a pretty hardcore League nerd to even know what they are. But if you recognize them, kudos.
Yeah. I mean, the same people that work on the game are working on.
No, ya es que los gilipollas hoy que nos han puesto ya con los petardos de verdad. Madre mía, tú. Es que ya ni en pandemia, no libramos.
You know, I think we hope fans of the IP will feel like we're doing the world justice.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. It looks truly incredible, and I love what you guys are doing here. And I can only imagine, you know, how this is going to probably tie back into the games and the world. Because I mean, again, it's like, you know, what I love about Riot is you guys do, you know, the games and the music and everything around it. So I have no doubt that when Arcane hits later this year, you guys are going to release it in a grand style, as it deserves. Congratulations! Thanks for giving us this exclusive first clip of Arcane from Netflix Geeked Week, and look forward to seeing more later this year.
Yeah, thanks so much. Hope you enjoy it.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
That was awesome.
Yeah, Arcane is going to be
So cool.
just really the scale of what they're doing, and what I love is that we're talking to the guys that are running the show, and they work at Riot.
Yes.
They've worked on the game for a decade.
Yes.
And that's what I think is so cool, is that Netflix is trusting these game companies to go off and build what they know the fans will want from the lore, and build out that world. So yeah, that show's going to be absolutely massive, and it's coming later this year.
Yeah, we've been saying it like all week, where there's so many shows, like it's for fans by fans, and that really resonates when you know that the folks creating it have this like passion behind it because they've been around it for so long. It makes a huge difference in the shows that we consume.
And you can feel it.
Yeah.
You can feel when something isn't made by a fan. You know what I mean? But there's such a difference. The attention to detail, the fan service when it comes from a genuine place.
And it builds on the lore, which I think is these are the guys that built the lore, so they kind of know how to expand on it. What I think is going to be cool about Arcane is you're really going to get backstories to these characters, and they said in that interview, you know, learn things that fans of the game don't even know about these characters. You can actually reveal things. It's not stuff where it's like, oh, it's against the canon, right? Or like, why did they ignore this? It's like, no, these guys own the story Bible, so they can decide these things and actually share more of it within this, which I think is going to be cool, how it'll kind of cross back into the game and learn more about these characters. And I'm sure they wouldn't say much there, but I'm sure they're going to do things like in the game that tie into the show.
Sure, and they get to expand and they get to work together, and yeah, that's awesome. Cool. Army of the Dead is up next, and if there wasn't a zombie apocalypse, what do you think it'd be like? I think their hair would go white and they would the zombies would eat the brains and get the victims' memories.
Oh, that's a really good show idea.
No, it's not really.
They should make that.
Save that. Why are you giving that up for free?
You know I love that show. It's just like, I love it.
Is there editing? Is there editing on live?
Someone's writing that up right now. Well, there is a VR Army of the Dead game where you can experience a zombie apocalypse. Pure Imagination made this. Zack Snyder was involved. And we had some of our Geeked Week friends virtual Las Vegas to Slay the Dead. Check out this video of the new Army of the Dead VR experience.
Viva las Vengeance. Madre mía. Es un Spanglish ahí,
me in the sense of video game knowledge.
The team's mission for today was to get into Vegas, help the survivors get out into the extraction point, and make friends along the way. Let's kill zombies on 3. 1, 2, 3, kill zombies! Yeah.
Tiene pinta que está guay, ¿no? No es lo mismo. Para esto tienes que tener amigos.
Why are we on this mission again? It seems like...
We're volunteers, too.
Oh my god, you would never catch me volunteering for nothing like that.
Man.
I really loved just experiencing it with a group. I think it's way more exciting than being on VR on your own.
It makes you feel like you are there. I felt like I was going up a hill, down a hill. I was upset. but in a good way.
Sí, hijo, sí, todavía está.
You want to use your peripheral vision because they're everywhere.
I felt the wind on my face.
It feels so cool to be in the film and in the midst of it, to see the zombies coming at you from all angles.
When you watch movies like that, it makes you wonder, what would you do in that situation? Now you don't have to wonder. You get to take part.
Something behind us.
My memory, like I'm just going based off of my memory, I didn't scream one time.
Así, no sabía.
Stoic hero.
Oye, si tenemos tiempo en verano, pues podemos ir. De chill.
Yo, this man hippie sat on my knee.
Well, the Snyderverse is not for the weak.
It is terrifying in a good way.
And as soon as I finished, I said, when can I do it again?
I know as long as I have a tricked out food truck with tons of guns, I'm ready for anything.
Mari, Jeff, what? That's what we should be doing right now.
Yeah, can we go do that?
Should we just bounce? Let's just stick on some VR. Take care.
Ahora tienes que saber, ahora tienes que
That looks intense.
Yeah. And a bunch of friends are there too. It's good to see Trisha.
Oh yeah,
Trisha
was there.
She was on the show earlier this week.
As soon as you started because I got invited out to that too, and I wasn't able to make it, but it looks so fun, and it's a full-blown VR video game, which is great. It's like Unreal Engine, like really well done. Yeah, the team that built it did an awesome job on it.
And I'm assuming just like there's versions of that like where you can see your friends.
Yes.
Avatar in the VR system, so you're all.
That's why you're all you're all in that truck together, and it's
that's so fun.
And, like it's a fun. And yeah, you're sort of, it's like, I don't know if you guys have ever done the Void VR.
Yeah, the Star Wars one,
Kind of like you're in, so it maps the truck, so you actually kind of feel the sides of it, right? So you see the truck. I don't know if anyone's done the Void VR things, but it's so cool because you would I would be in VR and I would see this bottle tail, and you could reach out and actually pick this up.
Yeah, and you feel it.
You feel it in your hand because there's a physical item there, and it's super well done and really, really cool.
And the camaraderie of playing games together too, in that chaos. It looks so fun.
Yeah, for sure.
If you all want to get tickets, you're able to at armyofthedeadvr.com, so check that out.
And before you head over to the VR experience, you can watch the movie right now on Netflix. You know what? Let's watch a trailer.
Yee.
Roll it.
Yee.
Este será el Army of the Dead, ¿no? O sea, serie por la cual han hecho la del
How
juego.
would you like to make $50 million on a warm summer's evening, on a train bound for nowhere? Met up with a gambler. We were both too tired to sleep, so we took turns of staring out the window at the dark.
El director de 300, Cuidado.
And he began to speak. He said, son, I've made a life.
But yeah, Tom Cruise keeps getting up in the rain and just think about it. I love it. I always remember all those people we see. And there's Dave. I just call him this Dave.
The taco truck comes back, and that's why the VR experience is that way. But you got to watch the movie to know why.
To know the relevance of the taco truck. Is it taco or taco?
It's not taco, that's for sure. It's not taco.
It's a good question.
Taco.
Taco.
Orange,
Dolphin.
as Mari says.
Our window to get
low blow. That's a low blow. I can't say dolphin.
That's why I'm
American
between you guys. Keep you separated. Did you ever do anything with Gears when you guys were?
Yeah. So Dave did the Marcus Phoenix re-records, and then they did this huge video of smoke, and they revealed him. And I was at home, and I just got a delivery of toys, and I made a cardboard box version of and copied his intro because we never got one.
You never got.
They never gave us that.
Where's your
Pues
smoke?
va de una forma vestida como si lo hubiera hecho ella.
And Dave retweeted it. But yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, it's cool he did that because you can play through the whole game
just as Dave.
and then it's like,
well, people campaign hard to for Dave to play Marcus Phoenix in the... I love calling him Dave like he's some British bricklayer dude. All right, Dave Bautista.
My mate Dave Bautista.
But yeah, I was seeing tweets where people were like, get Dave Bautista and Zack Snyder to do the next Gears, to do a Gears movie.
Ooh, that would be cool.
It'd be cool. I wouldn't do it because I have no interest in putting on that much muscle. Someone else can play Foz.
Well, they've been talking about a Gears movie for, I remember the early days of it, even Cliffy B back when they were talking about, are they going to do a movie? Yeah, there you go, Zombie Tiger.
It's Valentine, yeah, Carol Baskin's Tiger.
Oh yeah. So funny.
I love this show.
Yeah.
That feels like a video game.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, I mean, and Zach has said, I saw an interview with him recently where you guys might talk to him about it this week too, but it's like he really does want to do a video game, and he's always had like this passion for doing it, and it's just never happened. Years ago, he's maybe going to do something with EA.
Es una peli, no, es una serie, ¿no?
I think there will be a Zack Snyder video.
Es una peli.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Give him like...
Creo que tiene pinta de serie.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Also, we ran a poll, and 77% of you say it's taco, not taco.
Taco.
And so that means 23% of you are right.
Now I know.
That's how that works. Just because you're the majority don't mean you're right.
Well, moving on from Army of the Dead and tacos. Up next, we're talking about Cuphead. Today we found out that Wayne Brady is voicing King Dice.
Yes.
So good.
The internet is going nuts for that. Trending everywhere with Wayne Brady and King Dice.
It's amazing costume.
As it should be. Cuphead has a unique animation style, a funky jazz soundtrack, and a super, super talented cast. The show's producers, Dave Wasson and Cosmo Segerson, stopped by Geek to give Jeff the inside scoop. So, let's check it out.
Para nada se nota que están leyendo todo de la pantalla. Para nada está siendo descarado.
It is so good. The Cuphead show. I see on my Twitter feed, people are like, you know, we announced Wayne Brady and showed that clip, and people are like, oh, that looks pretty interesting. I'm like, yeah, guys, it's like, it's that good, but across the entire show, and all the voices are so,
Well, we have, like, I mean, it's no secret-ish, but, you know, we've seen a lot of the stuff, and we've been lucky enough to have a sneak peek. And the thing that keeps coming up for all of us is Cuphead. Like, that's the one where it's like, did you see Cuphead, though?
Yeah.
Cuphead's
and it's
special.
these short little 10-minute episodes, too, so it's really, you know, digestible. You can just sort of, like, watch a little thing. And, yeah, these, and Dave and Cosmo, you will see the passion they have for this project. And anyways, let's take a look at it. Dave and Cosmo, I caught up with them to talk about all things Cuphead. All right, with me now, we've got Dave Wasson and Cosmo Segerson, who are the executive producer and co-executive producer of the Cuphead show that's coming to Netflix.
Que primero ponen un trailer y luego ponen las charlas, tío, en vez de hacerlo todo junto.
Of what you're doing, I've had a sneak preview of a bunch of the episodes. First of all, thank you for what you're doing. This is an amazing game. This series, what I love about it just builds on the lore of Cuphead in such fun ways. I mean, now the characters have voices, and there's so much to get into. But first of all, let me ask you guys about how did you get attached to Cuphead? Were you fans of the game? Did you work with Studio MDHR? Like, how did this all come about?
Yeah, I mean, we're both like huge fans of the game. We didn't know Chad and Jared before that. The Moldenhauers are the ones that created the game. But you know, Cuphead was such a cool, unique thing that a lot of people in the animation community already kind of knew about it. Like, we'd heard buzz. It was just so beautifully animated. I'm not a gamer, but like the animation was just incredible. It was just this like amazing love letter to the 1930s rubber hose animation. So when I heard that Netflix was interested in making a show, then I was like, oh my God, how do I get involved in this?
I think we're both extremely flattered that they approached us, both of us being fans of animation from the 1930s, as well as the Cuphead show, which is obviously a big fan of the 1930s animation as well.
When you saw the game and said, you know, the animation style was great, how did you figure out what the show was around it, or how you wanted to kind of build that? Because as you said, you know, visually it looks great, but you have to have a story and build more than kind of what's in the game. So how did you go about that, of thinking about kind of the framework of this show?
Well, we knew that Cuphead and Mugman were brothers.
Yes.
And that's, and we know they like to shoot things, and that's kind of all you really know from the game, essentially.
Right.
But there was a sequence at the beginning of the game that was kind of like a storybook that showed them living with their elder cattle.
Yes.
without a lot of details.
The brothers Moldenhauer sort of left us these breadcrumbs.
Está muteado.
You know, like Cuphead was sort of the crazy risk taker, and Mugman was the
Menos mal que cuando está muteado parpadea la luz.
And that dynamic between the brothers really comes from one image we saw where Mugman just looks a little bit worried as Cuphead is gambling. And that sparked, like, what is that relationship? And Dave and I both have siblings, and we understand what that means and those dynamics. So it really came from that.
It's so fresh when I'm watching these episodes, which are fun. They're short form episodes too, right? I mean, it feels like they're all, kind of in the 10-ish minute range where you're doing these kind of little episodes. They're so watchable. They're so fun. And it makes you feel like a kid inside. I mean, it's exciting to have this style of animation and this kind of storytelling. What were the sort of the shows and the other things that inspired the look and feel and storytelling of this series?
The Fleischer stuff, like the early black and white Fleischer stuff and the early Disney stuff that they didn't really show on TV when I was a kid. And that stuff
no pido tanto,
is inspiring
pido al menos ver juegos,
way,
aunque sean malos, digo, pero quiero ver videojuegos, que para eso es una puta serie de juegos, tío.
So they were trying a lot of weird
bueno,
stuff.
en teoría esto no entra dentro del E3, pero me cago en la puta,
tío. A lot of those cartoons just feel
like
they're not really even narratives, they're just like weird, surreal happenings.
I know part of the reason the game took so long is everything was done by hand. What was the process of animating this? Was it all done by hand, or was there some computer work? Like, I'm curious about how you constructed this.
Okay, so with this process, there is an awful lot that's hand-drawn. We do use computers. We draw on a computer, but it's like we have a giant computer screen that we draw on. It's called the Cintiq. And so even though it's where computers are involved, we're doing a lot of drawing by hand. We're storyboarding it by hand. We're doing character designs by hand. Even though the background paintings are drawn by hand on the computer screen. And we're also using a process called Harmony Animation Toon Boom, where they take our drawings and they build sort of like three-dimensional rigs out of them, but they still look 2D. And then we take hundreds and hundreds of character designs and special poses, and we supplement those rigs to make them still feel very hand-drawn. And that's the secret to really making it feel like traditional 2D animation.
And the overall design of the show, like leaning into that rubber hose style animation, lends us and all of our designers working on the project to draw in a looser, rubbery style, which is really specific. It's like, it's got a lot of structure, and we really focused on keeping that style of animation within Harmony and within our own drawings. Because then once you get into the 1940s, things start to get even looser, but we wanted to maintain structure and form like they did in the game, but still be able to get tons of expression and really wild takes out of the animation.
The Devil, other characters, King Dice, like they're all sort of in there, included in the world. There are other characters like Miss Chalice was coming in the DLC. There are others in the world. Did you invent any new characters for this show as well?
We ended up inventing a few characters. We took the core characters from the game for sure, but we ended up turning some of those characters that show up on this like one level into major characters, like the henchman, who is the devil's right-hand man. So that was really fun to turn someone that this is a blip in the video game and it turns into one of our favorite characters.
And music is another big part of the show. I mean,
an
opening song almost, right? A theme for the show. What can you tell us about the music, and obviously that jazz feel is in there, but how did you approach music in the series?
The cartoons of the 1930s were just loaded with music, like Disney's Silly Symphonies. I think the Fleischer stuff in particular was a huge influence because they used like the jazz.
Me acabo de dar cuenta que su sofá es una puta mano.
Really, that music.
Tiene un sofá que es una mano.
Immediately feels like antique and takes you back to a different era. But it was so fun and raw, like the music of Cab Calloway, Jelly Roll Morton, Django Reinhardt. That stuff just feels like cartoon music already. There's such an energy and such like these great sort of bouncy rhythms that suggest movement. We also listen to the music, like the scores from the Hal Roach comedies, Laurel and Hardy, and Little Rascals, because those were films that were actually made in that time, and they used music so well and like created so many great like moods and feelings, and the music itself like makes you laugh when you listen to it. It feels like comedy music.
Before we go, I gotta ask you, out of the whole Cuphead world, do you have a favorite character or boss, or who do you sort of personally associate with the most?
Oh my God, Cosmo, you go first.
Oh geez. As far as the bosses, you know, the devil in our show is a real tortured kind of soul. I kind of relate to him in a lot of ways. But I think of the main characters, I relate to Mugman the most, being a younger brother who probably read too much as a kid.
Let's see. I mean, like, I love the characters that Cosmo mentioned for the same reason that he mentioned them. But, you know, I'd say like Elder Kettle is also very near and dear to my heart because I'm a dad. I have 2 young sons. So I know what it's like. We sort of made him like this guy that's trying to like raise these 2, and sometimes it's a very frustrating thing. So I know what it's like to yell at kids and tell them to like stop trying to set the sofa on fire. And I gotta say, I also really relate to Cuphead. You know, I grew up a young kid in a very rural part of Arkansas. And so I really relate to his desire of kind of living out in the middle of the woods and longing for a more exciting life.
The game, I'm already a massive fan of, and this adds so much onto it in such an authentic way. I really think it's kind of a front runner for me of one of the best adaptations of kind of all time of a video game. So I can't wait for more people to see it.
Well, thanks.
Very excited to see what's next.
You know, we're really just the tip of the iceberg of this incredible crew we're working with. Like, everyone on this project is working so hard and bringing such amazing work to the table.
We have such a deep bench of talent on this show. It's been a real honor to work with all of these artists.
I know, I'm sure it hasn't been easy in the middle of COVID producing this and animating it and bringing it to life, but this is the year for the Cuphead show, right? Awesome. Dave, Cosmo, thanks so much. We'll check out the Cuphead show later this year on Netflix.
All right. Thanks so much.
You're right. They're so passionate and they're so appreciative of their crew too. I love that interview.
Yeah, they like. There's just so much joy. Like even Cosmo, there's keyboard behind him, and he talks about how it's like he's writing music for it. It's like it's so fun, and all their inspirations, like as you heard, like Looney Tunes. Just
se va a acabar ya, por favor, tío.
Cuphead as a game. And doesn't really have much more to it. It's just like a really cool, environment these characters be. And what they've done with like the voices of these characters, you guys have seen it. Like when you see Cuphead and Mugman talk, you're just like, oh, that's so cute. Yeah, keep hearing them.
And it's exactly everything's exactly. It just fits so well, like you said, because the game itself doesn't try to or want to. It's not about that. And then this just feels like the cutscenes that could have been.
Exactly. When you see that, you're like, they don't have voices in the game, but if they had voices, you're like, you want those to be their voices. Absolutely. And it's not like, oh, that feels weird. That's not Cuphead. You're like, no, that actually totally is good. So he said it's a creed of it, like adds to the game world. That's what I love about a lot of things we're talking about is like they complement and actually build on these games that we love. And the Cuphead thing, the minute you see it, and when you watch an episode, you're like, great. Yep. You nailed it. It's like that's what the cutscenes should be in the game if they had them.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's how it felt for sure.
You mentioned the music and the music scenes that you get in the episodes are, I think it's timeless because it doesn't have to be nostalgic of, Looney Tunes and stuff if you didn't grow up with it. If it is, you're just like, that's it. It's got the essence of it. Yep. But I think there's a timelessness where it just doesn't get old.
No.
The humor too.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, he said it
resonates.
It's timeless, and when I was watching the episodes, I also felt like a kid again because I was like, oh, they're
I used to watch Felix.
So fun.
Remember
Yeah,
Felix?
of course.
That's what the vibes I got when I first saw the trailer. I was like, oh, this is the video game version of Felix.
Yep. And the expressiveness of like I think humans want to go from 0 to 10, and like we have those moments where like, the expressiveness is so there in that type of style of cartoon, and I.
Parece que tienen pegamento en el culo, tío.
The way they've done it, and one thing a lot of people have been asking online is like, is this a kid's show or not, right? And we talked about a little bit in the interview. It's really just a show for everyone. I think that, like, you know, I mean, we all love it. And I think it's officially like a kid's show at Netflix, how they
say. Sí, que quiero ver putos juegos, que tanto pido. Ver juegos, aunque sean malísimos, malísimos. Igual quiero ver juegos.
But I just think it's family.
Por favor, tanto pido.
I'm sure my parents will check out a few episodes without even knowing it was a video game.
And I love that it's like 10-minute shorts. It's just so fun to just, and they're these little self-contained stories, right? So you can watch them in any order too, so it's not like, you know, serialized where it's like you have to watch in this order. It's like their own little self-contained stories with all these characters. So
speaking of online, and the audience, Lance Reddick, Castlevania, and The Witcher.
Voy a poner un tweet expresándome porque
That's amazing.
You're not trending?
I'm just, but Taco is.
Okay, Taco.
Taco. Get Taco trending as well.
Big Friday trend. Yeah, no, I mean, you guys have been dropping so much news, and I was, even yesterday when I was doing the Summer Game Fest kickoff, I was like watching, I was like, oh my God, they just dropped, you know, Kevin Smith just dropped this.
The trailer with the Bonnie Tyler
and
music.
It's like every, like, you know, every day you guys have just been dropping news, which is, I mean, it's just so much stuff.
In lieu of convention season, we're still getting the hype and the excitement.
No, that's what I love with like all this video game stuff happening, and it feel like there's something magic about it all feeling contained together, which is exciting. And yeah, you guys certainly have. You brought the goods.
Yeah.
It's not Jeff Scoop's still there. Mari Rahul Scoop stuff there.
We're running hard, trying to catch you. And the excitement doesn't stop because next up we've got the dark fantasy universe of Castlevania.
I've got the T-shirt in it.
Oh yeah,
see?
there you go.
In it, we asked the Castlevania fans if they had any questions for the show's creators. So our friend from Geeked and Spelling Bee. You both won,
yeah, we're
I guess.
Both champs.
Both champs.
Really?
Yeah. Two champs.
Terry Schwartz sat down with them for an in-depth interview.
Hello, everyone. I'm Terry Schwartz, and joining me are the creative team behind Castlevania. Here we have Adam Dietz, Sam Dietz, and Kevin Coldy to answer your burning questions about the Castlevania series finale. Now, you announced earlier that the world of Castlevania is officially coming back with a new Netflix series starring Richter Belmont and, of course, Maria Renard, and is set in France against the backdrop of the French Revolution. But that is not what we're here to talk about. We went to Netflix Geek's Twitter and asked you, the fans, what your burning questions were about the last season of Castlevania, and you more than delivered. So without further ado, here are some deliciously spoiler-filled questions for this creative team. Are you all ready?
Ready.
Let's do it.
Okay, I'm starting with an easy one, hopefully. So please, you know, buckle up.
Que le van a hacer ahora un trivial de
Castlevania. Wants to know who is your
favorite character?
You know, it's really hard to just choose one. I like a lot of them. I would say that.
Mira que he visto yo conferencias de mierda, pero como esta, en mi puta vida, ¿eh? Pero en mi puta vida, vamos.
Might be Isaac.
Team Isaac for sure for season 4.
I'm gonna give a shout out to our boy Barney. Barney is just a delight every time he's on
Dark
screen.
Horse. I'm Varney, Nightmare of London, Terror of the British Isles, King Vampire Coxman of all Europe, and I don't have to put up with this.
Thank you, Malcolm McDowell, for bringing that loser to life.
That's actually a perfect segue to our next question, which is from Duda. And Sam, I'm going to start with you. What was your favorite scene to animate in season 4?
I took the layouts and keys for all like a lot of the shots when Sypha catches Trevor in the very last episode, and that moment where she starts to her lip is quivering and he looks up and says, "Oh, love." Adam sent that to me and I was just like,
There's a lot of stuff that I really loved. The section that I really loved working on was the Death vs. Trevor fight. I had a great time working on it. Tamlu, Sam, many other animators worked on that fight, and when I went into it, I was like, this is going to be the greatest thing ever, or I'm going to jump off my balcony. Shout out to Steven Swirsky as well for helping me out with that.
One thing that's really fun about that final showdown is that you cleverly foreshadow it basically the entire season. We caught a bunch of Easter eggs that kind of allude to Trevor's final fight being with Death, namely that Death Shrine earlier on and the scythe in the barn. So I was wondering if there were any other allusions or hints or Easter eggs kind of hinting that this fight was coming that we had missed.
Trevor kicks the bucket. In episode 2, in that barn fight, he kicks a bucket while he's doing the scythe thing.
That was absolutely on purpose, no joke. Yeah, and I would say that in the writing too, there's a bunch of allusions to, you know, obviously Trevor and Cypher, they're tired.
Si esto lo hacen el año que viene, olvidaos de que lo vaya a hacer. Para esto, me echo una siesta, ceno
a lot of
tranquilo.
alluding to he feels like his time
madre
might
de
be
Dios,
coming.
no está pagado
In terms
esto.
of like Easter eggs and references on my end,
Sí, no está para nada
I've
pagado.
always wished that we had had more Castlevania music, but like the stuff just fell through for a variety of reasons.
This next one is from Patrice, and they were wondering about Saint Germain's woman, and specifically if you can clarify, was she real or was that just a vision or something where Death was messing with him from the very beginning?
She was real, right?
I think that she's
Es
real.
una buena idea de
but I
poner
think
una
there's some
conferencia,
times
un
in the
tweet
show
en el
where
que
it's not clear if what
en su
Germain
interior hay un
sees through the
spoiler,
portal
no sé,
is,
nada más me loco.
you know, pre-death hallucination.
Pero
I think
me
some
da a
of
mí
it's
que
meant
no
to be
es
a
una
little
buena
bit
idea.
ambiguous, but yes, she was a real person.
No, unsurprisingly, you got a lot of questions about the ending that you gave Hector and Lenore in particular. So this question is from Gilrond. They were wondering, why did you choose to give such a tragic ending to Lenore and Hector? And they say it was really painful. They deserved better.
I think their ending is one of my favorite parts of the final episode. I think it's really poignant. It's fitting for their story, and I don't think Hector's ending is tragic. I think Hector is finally going to go, you know, and live on his own. And I think, ironically, you know, Lenore ultimately makes a decision that she's not going to live her life, even with Hector, in a cage, which is what she sort of expected him to do.
What will you do?
I think I'm going to write a book. The future should know the mistakes we made. And recently I've been caused to know the value and the beauty of things that live longer than I do.
So I do have one more Twitter question. They are wondering if you can explain the specifics of how Dracula and his wife did find their way back to their bodies.
Their bodies are gone at this point, so their souls, when they were released from the Rebus, manifested physical forms.
There is a moment where the Rebus explodes and you literally see them exit the body. It's just for a few frames. We kept it as subtle as possible. This is magic. It has an explanation buried within the magic.
All right, so we couldn't let you go with just a look back at season 4.
Bueno,
There's so
mola,
much
con la
more
tontería.
lore and material to explore in the
En
Castlevania
ese momento
universe.
estamos
So,
hasta
last
hasta
question,
Dusty.
looking at what's ahead, what are the three of you most excited about diving into next?
We've lived with these characters in this part of the Castlevania universe or Castlevania timeline for the last 4 or 5 years, and now we're going to be venturing elsewhere in the timeline. They're great characters to work with. I'm excited to develop them. I'm excited for people to get to see what we do with them.
Yeah, I mean, it's ditto for me. Like, it's very, very scary. I'm excited, and it is scary because we kind of did a story that has an ending and went somewhere and was sort of final in its own right. But we're going to keep marching forward. And that's always scary because, we did it. We did it. Now we're going to do it again. Oh, no.
Well, my perspective on just a production standpoint, I'm excited to take all of the many lessons that we have learned over the past 4 or 5 years and apply them to something new. And hopefully it won't be quite so damn hard this time around.
We want to say thank you to everyone for all your amazing questions. That is all the time we have for now. So Kevin, Adam, and Sam, do you have any last message that you want to say to the fans?
We want to thank you all from the bottom of our hearts for continuing to watch and support the show. It's been a labor of love for all of us, and it means the world to have it be so well received.
Bueno, yo creo que esto puede ir quitándolo ya, porque es
We're excited
que...
for everything that there is ahead.
I just wanted to say that it's
vale, que el de Tribeca viene después. Vale, pues voy a poner el Twitch Gaming.
It's an honor to be able to do something like this. I've always wanted to do a story that is as powerful as this. And,
en teoría aquí están todas, ¿no?
it actually goes somewhere.
Aquí este es el
Actually
canal en
ends,
que no hay
actually has some
copyright si lo
it means
haces.
a lot to me. Have
Este está
fun,
jugando al
and
Ratchet
since we
and
do
Clank.
have a lot more
Fíjate lo mierda que
Castlevania
se ha puesto a
news
jugar.
coming, make sure to follow
Ay, de
Netflix
verdad.
Geeked for more.
Look at Terry.
Bueno, voy a tapar el.
What a pro.
Voy a tapar la grabación de esta de Netflix. La verdad que ha sido un poco una puta mierda, la verdad, no os voy a engañar.
Yeah.
Resumen rápido,
Yeah.
un tacto rectal como conferencia, enseñar Resident Evil, enseñar Cuphead. ¿Qué vas a enseñar? ¿Qué más han enseñado? El Castlevania, el Cobra Kai y son muertos, ¿no? Que lo hagan su puta madre. Ay, bueno, lo del LOL, que eso pinta interesante, así que seguramente se me lo. Así que nada, Ale, cuidarse.